The aura of the chosen ones naturally exposes hidden truths and illusions in ways that cannot be explained through logic alone. It is not about anything they deliberately do, but about who they are and the energy they carry within them. This energy has been shaped through trials, spiritual awakening, and the inner alignment with a higher purpose. When a chosen one enters a space, it is as though a light is switched on in a dark room, and everything hidden in the shadows is suddenly revealed. People who were comfortable wearing masks, pretending to be something they are not, suddenly feel uncomfortable and restless. Lies that once seemed convincing start to crumble in the presence of the chosen one, not because they speak against them, but because their aura itself vibrates with truth. This truth exposes the falsehood in others without the need for confrontation, and it makes those who rely on illusions feel vulnerable. The chosen one's aura acts like a mirror that reflects what lies within people's hearts. It reveals intentions, desires, and hidden motives that others would prefer to keep concealed. Some may feel drawn to this reflection because it awakens in them a sense of authenticity and honesty they had been running from. Others may feel threatened as their carefully constructed personas begin to collapse. This is why the chosen often encounter resistance, jealousy, or even hostility without having done anything wrong. Their presence simply carries a vibration too strong for falsehood to survive in. Those who are not ready to face themselves feel a sense of exposure, and rather than embracing it, they may choose to project their discomfort onto the chosen one. What makes the aura of the chosen so powerful is that it stems from a divine connection. It cannot be imitated or manufactured through superficial means. It comes from the pain they have endured, the lessons they have learned, and the spiritual cleansing they have undergone. This process strips away their own illusions, leaving them in alignment with truth. As a result, when others come into contact with them, the same stripping effect begins to happen unconsciously. People may begin questioning the integrity of their relationships, the authenticity of their beliefs, or the truth behind the choices they have made. It is as though the presence of the chosen one turns the volume up on the inner voice they have been ignoring. The aura does not just expose illusions on an individual level, but also on a collective scale, be in workplaces, schools, or social gatherings. The chosen one's presence can highlight dysfunctions, hypocrisies, or injustices within the group. People may begin to see through manipulative behaviors or question rules that no longer serve the greater good. Systems built on lies can feel unsettled because the chosen one's energy makes it impossible to ignore what is wrong. This often places the chosen in positions where they become catalysts for change, whether they desire it or not. Even in silence, they influence the direction of conversations, the decisions people make, and the awareness of those around them. The exposure of hidden truths is not always welcome. Some people find it liberating, feeling as though a heavy weight has been lifted as they finally confront reality. For others, it is terrifying, as it forces them to face things they have long buried. The chosen one becomes a walking reminder that truth cannot be suppressed forever. Their aura carries the frequency of authenticity, and wherever they go, falsehood begins to dissolve. This makes their presence both a gift and a challenge to those who encounter them, as it forces people to choose between clinging to illusions or embracing transformation. Their silent presence disrupts comfort zones and forces inner reflection in ways that words never could. The chosen ones do not need to speak loudly or demand attention. Their energy alone shifts the atmosphere and unsettles what others have carefully built around themselves. Comfort zones are often fragile spaces where people hide from their own fears, doubts, and insecurities. These spaces feel safe because they allow individuals to avoid confronting truths that might cause pain or require change. When a chosen one enters, the very energy they carry shakes those walls of safety and stability, not to harm, but to awaken. Suddenly, what felt comfortable begins to feel inadequate, and people are compelled to reconsider the foundation of their lives. The disruption is not chaotic in appearance, but it works deeply within. People may notice that when they are near a chosen one, they cannot remain numb or indifferent. Emotions they have been suppressing begin to surface. Questions they have been avoiding resurface louder. Decisions they have been delaying suddenly demand attention. It is as though their soul senses the vibration of the chosen one's presence and responds by stirring from slumber. This disruption can be uncomfortable because it strips away the ease of denial. It is easier to live within illusions, to maintain patterns that feel secure, even if they are destructive. The chosen one's presence makes that illusion harder to maintain, and for many, it feels like an internal confrontation they were not prepared to face. This silent force of disruption is not something the chosen one chooses to project, simply exists within them. Their energy carries the residue of battles fought, struggles endured, and the transformation they have undergone. These inner journeys leave an imprint that resonates with others, often without conscious intent. Someone standing near a chosen one may feel inspired to reconsider their own choices, or they may feel defensive as their flaws and weaknesses are indirectly revealed. This duality of reaction shows the powerful effect of presence alone. Some people will walk away feeling motivated to change, while others will avoid the chosen one altogether because the reflection feels too heavy to carry. Comfort zones collapse not only in personal matters, but also in group dynamics. When chosen ones enter environments where people are used to complacency, dishonesty, or mediocrity, they unknowingly set a new standard. Their silent presence becomes a reminder that there is more, that truth exists beyond the surface, and that real growth demands discomfort. In friendships or relationships, their energy may force others to acknowledge what is broken or inauthentic. In professional or social settings, their presence may expose hypocrisy or highlight the lack of integrity within the group. This often makes them stand out, not because they seek attention, but because they cannot blend into environments that thrive on comfort at the expense of truth. 4. Those who are willing to embrace the discomfort. The disruption becomes a catalyst for growth. They begin to look inward, asking themselves why they feel uneasy, why certain emotions arise in the presence of the Chosen One, and what truths they have been ignoring. This kind of inner reflection can lead to profound transformation, as it breaks cycles of avoidance and forces individuals to face what they would otherwise continue to run from. The Chosen One's silent influence becomes a guiding light, showing people that the path to authenticity begins with honesty about oneself, even if it feels unsettling. In this way, the Chosen One's presence serves a divine purpose. It is not about creating chaos, but about awakening souls from the slumber of comfort. The disruption they bring is a sign that something deeper is being activated, that change is being stirred, and that reflection is inevitable. Their silence speaks louder than words, and their energy creates ripples that reach far beyond the immediate moment, leaving a lasting mark on those who encounter them. People feel compelled to question beliefs, motives, and identities around them when they are in the presence of the Chosen Ones, because their energy naturally shakes the very foundations on which others have built their sense of self. Beliefs are often inherited, absorbed from culture, family, or society, without ever being deeply examined. They serve as the framework for how people view themselves and the world, and for many, those beliefs are rarely challenged. When a Chosen One steps into the picture, their aura alone seems to confront these deeply rooted assumptions. People suddenly wonder if what they have been taught is true, if the ideas they have clung to are authentic, or if they have simply been living inside of someone else's narrative. This questioning does not always come through conversation. It arises silently in the mind, sparked by the unexplainable power of the Chosen One's presence. Motives to come into sharp focus. Many individuals carry hidden agendas, ambitions, or desires they mask beneath layers of politeness or superficial charm. In the presence of the Chosen, those motives begin to feel exposed, even without being spoken about. Someone may suddenly realize that their actions are driven by jealousy, pride, or insecurity rather than love or integrity. Another may feel guilt for pursuing goals rooted in greed or manipulation. The Chosen One's energy disrupts the comfort of self-deception and forces people to look at the real reasons behind their behavior. Even those who try to hide their intentions feel as though they are being silently read, as if the Chosen One can see straight through the facade they have carefully built. This sense of being uncovered leads many to rethink why they do what they do, questioning whether their motives align with truth or with illusion. Identities are perhaps the most deeply shaken aspect of all. Most people wear masks, switching roles depending on the situation or the expectations placed upon them. They create identities to be accepted, to be safe, or to gain approval from others. The Chosen One's presence makes those masks feel heavy and unnecessary.